Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Compete in a race. Let's race and see who gets there first. The flow of air that is driven backwards by an aircraft propeller. Cause to move fast or to rush or race. The psychologist raced the rats through a long maze. Move hurriedly. The cars raced down the street. A canal for a current of water. Biology. A taxonomic group that is a division of a species, usually arises as a consequence of geographical isolation within a species. A contest of speed. The race is to the swift. Any competition. The race for the presidency. People who are believed to belong to the same genetic stock. Some biologists doubt that there are important genetic differences between races of human beings. To work as fast as possible towards a goal, sometimes in competition with others. A small stream. Have a particular form. The story or argument runs as follows. Perform as expected when applied. Does this old car still run well? Compete in a race. He is running the marathon this year. Become undone. A row of unraveled stitches. She got a run in her stocking. A score in baseball made by a runner touching all 4 bases safely. The Yankees scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. Run, stand, or compete for an office or a position. Who's running for treasurer this year? Come unraveled or undone as if by snagging. Her nylons were running. Direct or control. Projects, businesses, etc. She is running a relief operation in the Sudan. Extend or continue for a certain period of time. The film runs 5 hours. A race between candidates for elective office. He is raising money for a Senate run. Include as the content, broadcast or publicize. Pass over, across, or through. The act of testing something. Travel a route regularly. Carry out a process or program, as on a computer or a machine. Run a new program on the Mac. Flee. Take to one's heels, cut and run. If you see this man, run. Cause something to pass or lead somewhere. Have a tendency or disposition to do or be something, be inclined. These dresses run small. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. Service runs all the way to Cranberry. The act of running, traveling on foot at a fast pace. He broke into a run. Cause to emit recorded audio or video. Keep company. The heifers run with the bulls to produce offspring. Change or be different within limits. Interest rates run from 5 to 10%. Deal in illegally, such as arms or liquor. Continue to exist. A race run on foot. She broke the record for the half-mile run. An unbroken series of events. Nicholas had a run of birdies. Reduce or cause to be reduced from a solid to a liquid state, usually by heating. The pouring forth of a fluid. American football. A play in which a player attempts to carry the ball through or past the opposing team. The defensive line braced to stop the run. Be diffused. These dyes and colors are guaranteed not to run. Move along, of liquids. Progress by being changed. Run through your presentation before the meeting. Pursue for food or sport, as of wild animals. The dogs are running deer. An unbroken chronological sequence. The play had a long run on Broadway. A regular trip. The ship made its run in record time. A short trip. Take a run into town. Be affected by, be subjected to. Run at temperature. Be operating, running or functioning. The car is still running, turn it off. Carry out. Run an errand. Cause an animal to move fast. Run the dogs. Cause to perform. Run a subject. Change from one state to another. Run amok. Cover by running. Run a certain distance. Make without a miss. Move about freely and without restraint, or act as if running around in an uncontrolled way. Who are these people running around in the building? Move fast by using one's feet, with one foot off the ground at any given time. Don't run, you'll be out of breath. Occur persistently. Musical talent runs in the family. Run with the ball, in such sports as football. Sail before the wind. Set animals loose to graze. The continuous period of time during which something, a machine or a factory, operates or continues in operation. The assembly line was on a 12-hour run. The production achieved during a continuous period of operation, of a machine or factory, etc. A daily run of 100,000 gallons of paint. Travel rapidly, by any, unspecified, means. She always runs to Italy, because she has a lover there. Unrestricted freedom to use. He has the run of the house. The flow of air that is driven backwards by an aircraft propeller. A relatively well-defined prevailing wind. The consequences of an event, especially a catastrophic event. The flow of air that is driven backwards by an aircraft propeller. The wave that spreads behind a boat as it moves forward. The flow of air that is driven backwards by an aircraft propeller. The erosive process of washing away soil or gravel by water, as from a roadway. From the house they watched the washout of their newly seeded lawn by the water. Make moist. The flow of air that is driven backwards by an aircraft propeller. Garments or white goods that can be cleaned by laundering. Cleanse with a cleaning agent, such as soap and water. Remove by the application of water or other liquid and soap or some other cleaning agent. He washed the dirt from his coat. The work of cleansing, usually with soap and water. Wash or flow against. Clean with some chemical process. The dry bed of an intermittent stream, as at the bottom of a canyon. A watercolor made by applying a series of monochrome washes one over the other. Cleanse one's body with soap and water. Admit to testing or proof. This silly excuse won't wash in traffic court. Any enterprise in which losses and gains cancel out. At the end of the year, the accounting department showed that it was a wash. Apply a thin coating of paint, metal, etc., to a thin coat of water-based paint. Be capable of being washed. Does this material wash? Form by erosion. The river washed a ravine into the mountainside. Move by or as if by water. The swollen river washed away the footbridge. Separate dirt or gravel from precious minerals. To cleanse itself or another animal by licking. The cat washes several times a day. A sudden forceful flow. The act of moving hurriedly and in a careless manner. Physician and American Revolutionary leader. Signer of the Declaration of Independence, 1745 to 1813. Urge to an unnatural speed. Don't rush me, please. Cause to move fast or to rush or race. Move hurriedly. He rushed down the hall to receive his guests. Not accepting reservations. American football, an attempt to advance the ball by running into the line. The linebackers were ready to stop a rush. Done under pressure. A rush job. Cause to occur rapidly. Act or move at high speed. We have to rush. The swift release of a store of effective force. He got a quick rush from injecting heroin. A sudden burst of activity. Come back after the rush. Attack suddenly. Grass-like plants growing in wet places and having cylindrical, often hollow stems. Run with the ball, in football. Move hurriedly. Move hurriedly. Move hurriedly. Speed up the progress of, facilitate. Move hurriedly. Cause to occur rapidly. Act or move at high speed. Move hurriedly. Move hurriedly. A practical joke that involves inserting a match surreptitiously between the sole and upper of the victim's shoe and then lighting it. Move hurriedly. Move hurriedly. A rate, usually rapid, at which something happens. The project advanced with gratifying speed. A central nervous system stimulant that increases energy and decreases appetite. Used to treat narcolepsy and some forms of depression. Cause to move faster. Move hurriedly. Changing location rapidly. Move very fast. The runner zipped past us at breakneck speed. Move faster. The ratio of the focal length to the diameter of a camera lens system. Distance traveled per unit time. Travel at an excessive or illegal velocity. I got a ticket for speeding. Move hurriedly. A canal for a current of water. A course over which races are run. Biology. A taxonomic group that is a division of a species. usually arises as a consequence of geographical isolation within a species. Compete for something. Engage in a contest. Measure oneself against others. Compete for something. Engage in a contest. Measure oneself against others. Be engaged in a fight. Carry on a fight. Militant groups are contending for control of the country. Have an argument about something. Maintain or assert. He contended that communism had no future. Succeed in doing, achieving, or producing something, with the limited or inadequate means available. Compete for something. Engage in a contest. Measure oneself against others. To make the subject of dispute, contention, or litigation. Something that resembles a flowing stream in moving continuously. The museum had planned carefully for the flow of visitors. Fall or flow in a certain way. Her long black hair flowed down her back. The monthly discharge of blood from the uterus of non-pregnant women from puberty to menopause. The semen begins to appear in males and to be emitted at the same time of life that the catamenia begin to flow in females. Move or progress freely as if in a stream. The crowd flowed out of the stadium. The amount of fluid that flows in a given time. Dominant course, suggestive of running water, of successive events or ideas. The flow of thought. The motion characteristic of fluids, liquids or gases. Undergo menstruation. The act of flowing or streaming, continuous progression. Move along, of liquids. Water flowed into the cave. Any uninterrupted stream or discharge. Be abundantly present. The champagne flowed at the wedding. Cause to flow. The artist flowed the washes on the paper. Cover or swamp with water. Give an incentive for action. This moved me to sacrifice my career. Be in a state of action. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. The soldiers moved towards the city in an attempt to take it before night fell. The act of changing location from one place to another. The movement of people from the farms to the cities. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. The director moved more responsibilities onto his new assistant. Perform an action, or work out or perform an action. We must move quickly. The act of changing your residence or place of business. They say that 3 moves equal 1 fire. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Have an emotional or cognitive impact upon. Follow a procedure or take a course. A change of position that does not entail a change of location. Movement as a sign of life. Progress by being changed. Propose formally, in a debate or parliamentary meeting. Arouse sympathy or compassion in. Her fate moved us all. Change residence, affiliation, or place of employment. We moved from Idaho to Nebraska. Dispose of by selling. The chairman of the company told the salesman to move the computers. Game. A player's turn to take some action permitted by the rules of the game. Go or proceed from one point to another. The debate moved from family values to the economy. Live one's life in a specified environment. She moves in certain circles only. Move so as to change position, perform a non-translational motion. He moved his hand slightly to the right. The act of deciding to do something. He didn't make a move to help. Cause to move or shift into a new position or place, both in a concrete and in an abstract sense. Take the place of or have precedence over. Terminate the employment of. Discharge from an office or position. Cause to move, usually with force or pressure. The refugees were displaced by the war. Follow a certain course. How did your interview go? Have a particular form. As the saying goes. Move away from a place into another direction. Perform as expected when applied. The washing machine won't go unless it's plugged in. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. How fast does your new car go? Be in the right place or situation. Let's put healthcare where it belongs, under the control of the government. A usually brief attempt. A board game for two players who place counters on a grid. The object is to surround and so capture the opponent's counters. Pass from physical life and lose all bodily attributes and functions necessary to sustain life. Make a certain noise or sound. Lead, extend, or afford access. This door goes to the basement. Street names for methylenedioxymethamphetamine. Continue to live and avoid dying. Begin or set in motion. Ready, set, go. Stop operating or functioning. To be spent or finished. The money had gone after a few days. A time period for working, after which you will be relieved by someone else. It's my go. Blend or harmonize. This sofa won't go with the chairs. Go through in search of something. Search through someone's belongings in an unauthorized way. Enter or assume a certain state or condition. Get going. Have a turn. Make one's move in a game. Can I go now? Give support to, or make a choice of, one out of a group or number. Stretch out over a distance, space, time, or scope. Run or extend between 2 points or beyond a certain point. His knowledge doesn't go very far. Follow a procedure or take a course. We should go farther in this matter. Be the right size or shape. Fit correctly or as desired. Progress by being changed. The speech has to go through several more drafts. Be abolished or discarded. These ugly billboards have to go. Be or continue to be in a certain condition. Be ranked or compare. This violinist is as good as Juilliard-trained violinists go. Be spent. Functioning correctly and ready for action. All systems are go. Pass, fair, or elapse, of a certain state of affairs or action. How is it going? Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. We traveled from Rome to Naples by bus. Travel upon or across. Travel the oceans. Undertake a journey or trip. A movement through space that changes the location of something. Self-propelled movement. Make a trip for pleasure. The act of going from one place to another. He enjoyed selling, but he hated the travel. Travel from place to place, as for the purpose of finding work, preaching, or acting as a judge. Undergo transportation as in a vehicle. We traveled north on Route 508. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. A bodily passage or tube lined with epithelial cells and conveying a secretion or other substance. The alimentary canal. Provide, a city, with a canal. Astronomy. An indistinct surface feature of Mars once thought to be a system of channels. They are now believed to be an optical illusion. Long and narrow strip of water made for boats or for irrigation. Animal or plant group having natural relations. Animal or plant group having natural relations.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.